Let's take the square of both sides. So x plus 7 is equal to 16. When I subtract 7 from each side, what I have is x is equal to 9. When I take the square of each side in this question too, what I have is 2x plus 1 is equal to 5 squared, 25. Now let's subtract 1 from each side, so I have 2x here, which is equal to 24. When I divide each side by 2, I have x, which is equal to 12. With subtracting 4 from each side, so what we have here is the square root of 3x plus 4, which is equal to 4. Now we can take the square of each side. Now we have 3x plus 4 is equal to 16. When I subtract 4 from each side now, what I have is 3x, which is equal to 12. And I divide both sides by 3 now. X is equal to 4. Take the square of both sides. So x squared plus 4 is equal to, when I expand this, what I have is x plus 5 times x plus 5, which is equal to x squared plus 10x plus 25. Since these two are equal to each other, let me subtract x squared from each side. So what I have is, sorry, these are gone. 4 is equal to 10x plus 25. Now it's time to subtract 25 from each side. Minus 25, minus 25. So I have minus 21 here, which is equal to 10x. Now let's divide each side by 10. So x is equal to minus 2.1. Let's add 5 to each side. So what I have is x squared plus 10, and I have x plus 5 the other side. And now we can take the square of each side, which is x squared plus 10 is equal to x squared plus 10x plus 25. When I subtract x squared from each side, what I have left is 10 is equal to 10x plus 25. Let's subtract 25 from each side now. So what I have is minus 15 here, which is equal to 10x. So when I divide each side by 10, I have x is equal to minus 1.5. That's it. Cubic root, so let's take the cube of each function. So we have 2x plus 7 is equal to 27, which is the cube of 3. Let's subtract 7 from each side now. What we have is 2x is equal to 20. When I divide each side by 2, x will be equal to 10. Taking cube of each side, what I have is 4x minus 1 is equal to 8. Let's add 1 to each side now. So 4x is equal to 9. Dividing each side by 4, x is equal to 9 over 4. The square of both sides first. So what I have is x squared plus 6x plus 9 is equal to 5x plus 15. So let me subtract 5x plus 15 from each side. So I have 0 here. What I have here is x squared plus 6x plus 9 minus 5x minus 15, which is going to be equal to 0. And this is equal to x squared plus x and minus 6 is equal to 0. Actually, this is equal to x plus 3 times x minus 2. So x values that I am looking for could be minus 3 and 2. When we look at the choices, we see that there's only 2 in the choices, which is B, so the right answer is B. Take the square of both sides. So what I have is x squared plus 10x plus 25 is equal to 12x plus 40. Let me subtract 12x plus 40 from each side. So right hand side is left with 0 now, and what I have in the left hand side is x squared plus 10x plus 25 minus 12x minus 40 is equal to 0, which means that x squared plus, no, not plus now, minus 2x and minus 15 is equal to 0, which means that this is actually x plus 3 times x minus 5 is equal to 0. So x values that I am looking for could be minus 3 and 5. Taking the fifth power of both sides, I have 5x plus 2 is equal to 2 to the 5, which is equal to 32. When I subtract 2 from each side, I have 5x here, which is equal to 30. And when I divide each side by 5, x will be equal to 6. I take square of both sides. What I have is 6x minus 10 is equal to 3x plus 8. Let me subtract 3x plus 8 from each side, minus 3x plus 8 minus 3x plus 8. So there's nothing left here, is equal to 0. And here what I have is 3x minus 10 minus 3x minus 8 is equal to 0, which makes 3x minus 18 is equal to 0. Let me add 18 now to each side. So I have 3x is equal to 18, and I divide each side by 3 now, so that x is equal to 6. Let's add 4 to each side first. So what I have is square root of 4x plus 4 here, and what I have on the other side is 18. Now let's take the square of both sides. What we have here is 4x plus 4, and what we have here is 18 squared, which is equal to 4. So now let's subtract 4 from each side. What I have is 4x here, which is equal to 220, and when I divide each side by 4, x comes out to be equal to 80.